chapter 12, The Lake, and then start reading. Okay? And let me stop the music.
Chapter 12 The Lake. Why is Trailblaze Betty still following us? Doesn't she have anything better to do? Why doesn't she go back and put the other 2 walls on that shelter? By the time I get my shoe on, the whistling is very close. We can't get ahead of her now. We better hide until she goes past. I drag Arp off the trail and into some bushes. This is a big mistake. The bushes have prickly thorns that attack me, but I keep going. I can't even cry out because I'm afraid Trailblaze Betty will hear me. I'm in total agony when I hear the sound of girls laughing. I stop, but they aren't laughing at me. Even though I know I look completely ridiculous stumbling through the bushes silently going ow, ow, ow. They're laughing because they're happy. Then I hear water splashing. Come on, Arp. I bet those girls are in a swimming pool. I fight my way through all kinds of scrubby trees and vines until I finally see the water. You probably already know there aren't any swimming pools in the woods. It's a little lake. But from a distance, the water is a beautiful blue. So Arp and I keep going toward it until I can see the girls dancing around on the far shore. One girl's swimsuit has magenta bottoms and a lime green top. The other girl has lime green bottoms and a magenta top. It's like they're such good friends that they traded. They drag a little yellow raft into the lake and paddle around. The magenta top girl tries to tip it over. The green top girl is squealing. But I know she isn't scared. She's just having a wonderful time. They're having the summer that Lucy and I were supposed to have. The summer of s'mores and wishing on falling stars and laughter and more laughter. The summer of no past and no future. No homework to do and no one to bother us. Just best friends having an endless sleepover. But Lucy didn't come. The 2 girls lie on the raft and drift around. They don't paddle to get anywhere. They don't need to. They're together. That's all that matters. It's not fair that they're floating so free and easy while I'm scrambling through the bushes. I mean, why couldn't one of their moms have gotten sick? Why does it have to be Lucy who is worried to death? Only Lucy would never say, worried to death. She never lets anybody say things like, I was so embarrassed, I could have died, or that homework nearly killed me, or even, you make me sick. Lucy is such a good person, and Allison is such a nice mom, but Allison got cancer anyway, so Lucy got worried, and even though I'm not as nice as they are, I got worried about Allison too, no matter how many times they said she had good cancer. How can cancer be good? But I couldn't ask anybody that. I couldn't talk about any of my feelings, not even Lucy. When I get to the lake, the water that looked so beautifully blue turns out to be muddy and gunky and choked with weeds and infested with slime-loving creatures, just like all the other stupid lakes in Vermont. I hate Vermont, I really do. Please don't be like my dad and tell them how the blue water is only reflecting the sky or whatever it does. I don't want to hear anything logical. I just want Lucy and me to be those girls floating on a yellow raft. Arp happily wades right into the water and has a nice drink. He doesn't know about disappointment and sorrow. He's just a dumb dog. He doesn't even have any friends, unless you count the cat that sleeps in the dry cleaner's window and hisses at him whenever he trots past. The girls stop playing with the raft and drag it onto the shore. Magenta Top spreads out towels. Green Top gets 2 bottles of purple vitamin water and a bag that looks like lunch out of a little cooler. I'm hoping it's such a huge lunch that there's plenty to share. But I'm worried because there are 2 girls. And when you're talking about hanging around with friends, 3 is an unlucky number. Still, I walk along the shore closer to them. After I go a little ways, I have to walk in the water because there are bushes in the way. Arp swims along with me. I think he has an eye on the lunch, too. Unfortunately, the lunch is just 2 sandwiches. Even if you cut each one in half, it still wouldn't divide up for 3. It's impossible It's an impossible mathematical problem. Green Top has hair just like Lucy's, dark and straight and never completely staying in a ponytail, no matter how many times she smooths it back. Of course, the girl isn't Lucy. Lucy doesn't even have a swimming suit like that. I'm anxious to see the second girl's face. I mean, I know it isn't me, obviously, but if it's someone like me, then it'll be a sign. I never used to pay attention to signs until last year, when Lucy started picking up pennies for good luck. Actually, until last year, I never needed signs of good luck because I always had Lucy. But now I'm desperate for some good news, no matter where it comes from. So I'm hoping, as I wade past the bushes and getting into the lake to walk on the pebbly shore. Suddenly I hear dogs barking way off in the distance. It isn't Arp. He's still swimming in the water. It's a lot of dogs, and they sound big. They sound so big that Arp gets out of the lake to be close to me. The girls hear the barking too. As they stand up and look towards the sound, they notice Arp and me. Their eyes get wide when they recognize us. Then I realize what the dogs are for, sniffing us out. I pick up Arp so we can run away really fast, but it's too late for that. Wait, the Lucy girl says. You're Megan, aren't you? And that's your dog, Arf, says the other girl, who I have to say has smooth yellow hair and looks much more like Patricia Palumbo than like me. Arp, I say. Wow, the Lucy girl says. Everybody's been looking for you. They say you ran away. I thought you were kidnapped or maybe even dead, the blonde girl says. I'm not, I say. What are you doing in the woods, the Lucy girl says. I don't have much time to explain. The barking is still pretty far away, but it's getting closer. I need your help. What for, the blonde girl says. You see, I was supposed to be having this wonderful summer in Vermont with my best friend, but her mom is sick, so she decided to stay with her mom even though she would rather have been having fun with me. She is very unselfish that way. Oh, the Lucy girl says very sympathetically. So, the blonde girl says. So since my best friend couldn't be with me, I decided to go on a journey to be with her, I say. Why didn't you just drive, the blonde girl says. Why didn't I? Because, I pause. The barking is making it hard to think. I can't drive. The blonde girl smirks. Obviously, but your mother could. No, nobody can drive you when you're going on a journey like this. When you're making a quest to prove your friendship. You have to make sacrifices or the journey won't mean anything. You have to endure hardships. You have to be brave. You have to go on Hodgkin's hike. What's a Hodgkin's hike? The blonde girl says. It's when you refuse to quit in spite of all the obstacles, I say. Wow, the Lucy girl says. So you will help us? The search party will be here soon, but we can't get sent back now. We have to keep going until my friend and I are reunited, they say. Of course we'll help you. What should we do? The Lucy girl says. Let me pretend to be one of your friends, I say. But you don't have a swimsuit, the blonde girl says. You can go in the water, the Lucy girl says. I am desperate enough to put my whole body in that disgusting water. Lucy and I get another idea. What if I wrap up in your towel? The blonde girl wrinkles her nose. I guess I'm pretty gross after all that sweaty hiking and 3 days without a shower. But the Lucy girl hands me her towel and puts a big floppy sun hat on my head. Put your backpack by the cooler. Sit down with your knees up. Now drape the towel over your shoulders. The dogs will smell her, the blonde girl says. I can smell her. We have to keep away from them, the Lucy girl says. What if we all get on the raft, I say. There isn't room, the blonde girl says. Then you can stay on shore, the Lucy girl says. Fine then. The blonde girl sits down on her towel and folds her arm across her chest. I pick up Arp. The Lucy girl holds the raft steady while we climb on. I drape the towel around my shoulders and cover up Arp. Then the Lucy girl gets on and paddles us out into the middle of the lake. The barking dogs burst over the hill. 4 big German shepherds strain against their long leashes. 2 men run with them down the edge of the water where Arp and I started waiting. Hey, girls, a man with a brown beard shouts over the barking. Hey, I try to sound normal like I talk to men with yelping dogs all the time. You know about the runaway girl, right? Brown Bear says. Sure I do. Sure do, the Lucy girl says. Megan, the blonde girl says it in on a way like she could have been naming the name. Or she could have been calling me out. Have you seen any sign of her? A man with black beard says. Well, the blonde girl says. I'm so nervous I squeeze Arp too tight that he whimpers, but he doesn't bark. No, the Lucy girl says firmly. Are you sure? The dogs were definitely following a scent, Blackbeard says. We haven't seen anyone all day, I say. The dogs snuffle around right where Arp and I went into the water. Their leashes get all tangled up as they try to figure out where to go next. What time did you get here? Brownbeard asks me. I don't know what to say. I don't know what time it is. What if I say a time that's after the time that it actually is? I move my arm to check my watch. Then the towel slips down off my shoulder. I'm making a mess of everything. Again. But the Lucy girl saved me. She spins the raft so the men can't see me pull the towel back up. We came here at 10 o'clock, she says. The towel won't stay, so I have to use my chin to hold it. The men are staring at me. 10 o'clock, the blonde girl says. That's right, because my mother dropped us off on her way to yoga class, so I'm positive it was 10. The Lucy girl says, we've been here the whole time and we haven't seen anyone. Could Megan have been here before 10? Blackbeard says. Don't see how she would have made it this far at all, Brownbeard says. We'd better head back toward where she was last seen by those other kids. She should have stayed put. People are much harder to find when they wander around, Blackbeard says. Let's go. Come on, girls, Brownbeard shouts. I hold my breath, but he's still calling the dogs. They yelp as everybody runs back up the hill. I shut my eyes. I feel my muscles go limp, but none of us move for at least 5 more minutes. Then Arp wriggles out from under the towel and jumps around so much he tips the raft. The Lucy girl and Arp topple over into the water, but I hang on for dear life. Good thing that didn't happen before, the Lucy girl says as she pulls the raft ashore. Humph, the blonde girl says. I climb off and give the Lucy girl back her towel. She doesn't use it to dry herself. She puts it far away. Thank you. You saved our lives, I say. That reminds me that we're dying of something else, too. It's kind of embarrassing to ask you this, but do you have anything we can eat? You can have what's left of my sandwich, Lucy girl gives to me. Thanks. I put it in my pack. Then she hands me her bottle of vitamin water, too. I drink it all right away. I'd forgotten how delicious it is. Can we have your autograph, Lucy girl says. Really? I can't believe it. Mr. T likes to get autographs from Broadway stars, but they're famous actors. I'm just a kid who's going on a hike. I try not to smile, but I'm really happy. What are you doing is so amazing, Lucy girl says. I take out my sketchbook and draw a picture of Arp and us with the raft. Huh? The blonde girl says. My mom says you're just a juvenile delinquent who ran away to be with her boyfriend. My boyfriend? Geez, I won't even be 12 until next month, I say. Lucy will die laughing when she hears I have an imaginary boyfriend. I'm glad you told us about your Hodgkin's hike, the Lucy girl says. I knew you had a good reason for running away. So people are pretty worried, I say. Of course they are, the Lucy girl says. I don't like to think about that. Didn't they find the note I left on the trail? Yes, but they're still worried, the Lucy girl says. They probably don't believe I can take care of myself, but at least until I get to Mount Greylock, it's hard to finish the drawing because I have to keep wiping my eyes. I wish I could explain everything to my parents. After I'm done, I say, You think if I gave you a letter, you could mail it for me? Mail it, the blonde girl says, like that'll take forever. I mean, email, I say. I write my mom's email address on another piece of paper. Then I stop writing. I still don't know what to say. Don't worry. Really, I'm fine. I'll see you soon. Maybe in a day or 2. Arp says hello. You were right about a lot of things, and I know. I would write more, but a horn honks. I jump. Don't worry, it's just my mom, the Lucy girl says as she takes the papers. A mom-sounding voice calls, Amelia, Lindsay, time to go. Coming, the Lucy girl says. Will she come down here, I whisper. Not if we hurry, the Lucy girl says. But I can't find my flip-flops, the blonde girl says. They're right by the path. Come on, hurry. The Lucy girl grabs the raft, the cooler, and the towels. Thanks for saving us, I whisper. Good luck, the Lucy girl whispers back. They disappear up the path. I hear the blonde girl say, Do you still want to watch that movie? The Lucy girl says, Of course I do. Mom, can Lindsay come over? I don't hear the answer. Their voices are swallowed by the woods. Those friends are still together, but Arp and I are all alone. We share the sandwich 50-50. He gobbles his part, but I try to eat slowly. It's chicken on brown bread that is very bumpy with whole grains. I don't take off the lettuce and tomato or wipe off the strange green spread. I guess good old mayonnaise isn't allowed in Vermont, but believe me, I'm not complaining. It's the best sandwich I've ever eaten. After I lick my fingers and chase down every last crumb, I stare at the 2 smushed rectangles in the grass where the girls lay on their towels. I mean what I said, Arp. I meant what I said, Arp. We are on a quest to prove our friendship. We have to keep going until Lucy and I are reunited and proved to her that I won't let her down anymore. Arp isn't listening. He's rolling in the dirt. So I put my hands on his belly to stop him because I need someone to pay attention to what I'm saying. They won't say that I'm a quitter after I've hiked all the way to the top of Mount Greylock, right, Arp? He smiles, although maybe he isn't agreeing. Maybe he's just enjoying how I'm scratching his belly. Then the yucky voice points out a huge problem. Lucy doesn't know you're a quitter anymore. Lucy is probably busy knitting Halloween costumes for her and Patricia Lambo. But she will know when I get there. So it's back to the trail again.